Good morning from the beautiful resort of Pena here in Sintra, Portugal.
This beautiful resort on a really green golf course is a Ritz-Carlton property, and it is a very good redemption value for your points. Hopefully I said that right, especially during low season in February, which is when we're here. We got this hotel for about 30,000 points a night, which is amazing.
Yeah, we'll show you around the property, which includes an actual monastery here. We'll show that to you all later. Right now, we've got to go and jump in the car and see some incredible castles and fortresses and old things here in Sintra, Portugal.
And we might even take a trip to the ocean.
Possibly later on, to maybe see the sunset if we can time it right. Oh yes, and before I forget again, our friends Crystal and Titus are with us on this trip. We're so excited to be exploring this country for the first time for all four of us. Even though we have a car, the best way that we have found, we stumbled upon, is the easiest way to get around to see all of the wonderful sights here in Sintra is on the public bus, which you can catch at the Central train station.
Day ticket is only €13.50.
Yeah, and it's a hop on, hop off to see all the sights. There's two bus routes that get you to the various locations and things you may want to see.
And your ticket's valid for 24 hours.
Because driving in this city, it's kind of crazy. The roads are super tiny. The cars are not so tiny. And it's a little dangerous because we're getting like that close to cars and walls on the bus. Nevertheless, driving ourselves. So we made it to our first stop, which is the Moorish Castle. And I think we need to figure out where we need to get tickets for this one.
We're at the Moorish Castle, which dates back to the 10th century when the Moors, which are Muslims from North Africa, lived here until 1147 when it was taken over by Christians, and the Muslims shortly began to leave, and it was basically turned into a Christian type settlement. It's very beautiful and peaceful to walk around here, and it costs €12 to get in per person. Right behind us is a very unique tomb that we've run across.
Yes, during the time of the 1800s, when King Ferdinand II was actually had initialized the reconstruction of this area, this church grounds was actually damaged, and they found some remains, and they didn't know if they were Christian or if they were Muslim. So when they reburied them, they actually built this monument, and normally above it you would see a cross, and then right below that the crescent moon, and then a skull and crossbones. And basically it was their way of saying, let God decide what they were, and let God have mercy on their soul. Just a very interesting fact of things that you learn while you're here at the Moorish Castle. Once you make it to the top of the Moorish Castle, you can actually see a view of your next stop, which is Pena Palace. I wasn't fully sure how long it was going to take us to explore this fortress or any of the sites here in Sintra, but we've been at this fortress for an hour and 20 minutes already, and we're not done yet. We've probably got at least another 10-15 minutes, and then we got to walk back to the main entrance and then up to Pena Palace. So definitely allot yourself plenty of time when you're seeing the sights here in Sintra, because you don't want to be rushed and you want to be able to see all the beautiful things there is to see. I mean, come on, check out that view. That's just incredible. And you don't want to miss it or miss any of the small little details as you're walking up lots of steps and on lots of cobblestone. And of course, you're also waiting on a little bit of traffic every once in a while. We have left the Moorish Castle area, and the bus stop is right next to it. But as we left the Moorish Castle, the traffic was backed up like crazy, including the buses, as there's only one road here, only going one direction. And we figured it might be a little easier to walk. Well, Crystal and Titus decided to walk the actual long way all the way up to the palace. Ryan and I are attempting to find the next bus stop, walking to that, because supposedly from there, there's an actual bus transfer from that stop up to the actual Pena Palace, which is our next location, which we actually already paid for the transfers. When we bought tickets online, the entrance to Pena Palace was 10 euros, but then there was an option to add a €2.50 or €2.43 transfer from the bottom to the top, because supposedly it's like a 25-minute walk up to the top of the palace. So we're gonna find out who gets there first. I'm betting on Crystal and Titus, just because they're both very active people who will push through anything, even pain. Ryan and I, we will see. I'm actually positive it looks like I'm seeing a sign for a bus stop, so I think we're there. And that only took what, 3-4 minutes? Yeah, not too bad. So now we'll see how long it takes us to get to the transfer.
It's like, oh, it's free.
So I think our route was faster.
No, our route was prettier.
Agreed. It probably was prettier, because ours was just a bunch of concrete.
Wins again.
Hello from the Pena Palace here on the top of a very, very tall hill overlooking Sintra. This palace is the National Palace of Sintra. It was established in the 12th century. Apparently in 1755, it was pretty much obliterated by an earthquake that hit Lisbon, and it wasn't until the 1800s that it was rebuilt. However, during all that time, it has a monastery that was established here and continued to operate even though everything else around it had pretty much been completely flattened by the earthquake. It's actually 20 euros to get into the palace and the gardens, not 10 euros. The 10 euros is just for the gardens, and you can walk to the gardens and you can walk around the palace as much as you want. You just can't go in for the 10 euro price.
That's a cool little alcove.
Really cool.
Sure, it's very wet.
They even had a pool back in their days. Apparently this is not a swimming pool like I'd like it to be, but apparently it was part of the irrigation system for the gardens at the monastery, which later turned into the gardens of Camillus. Getting lost in these gardens would be very easy to do, but I kind of think that's the purpose of them. Get a little bit lost, find some peace, some quiet, a place that you can just be with your thoughts, sit and contemplate for a while. It is incredibly peaceful, There's lots of places to be isolated. I mean, it's February 2025 right now, and it's the off season. So I'm sure it's a lot more peaceful right now than it is sometimes during the summer. However, there's so many incredible little spots and twists and turns and places to sit. You can easily find some time to relax and just enjoy the beauty.
The main pathways here in the gardens are actually cobblestone or bricked or whatever you want to call them, like you see here. So it's nice that it's actually not an unpaved path, but there are several little trails you can go off to. There's one over there, there's one down here, that you can find some really, really pretty other parts of the gardens. You can see some really beautiful, like, different fountains and lots of different plants and trees. As a part of the admission into the gardens, there are several different structures you can see, and one of them is the Chalet. The Chalet was built in 1869 for Countess Edla, also known as Elise Hensler, who was the wife of King Ferdinand. And it's really pretty inside, but the walls are actually made of wood and cork, and it's got some really, really neat tile work in what used to be the kitchen. It's definitely a look-in for sure. Titus mentioned that this looks like the witch's house from the nursery rhyme Hansel and Gretel. What do you think?
Another one of the structures here in Pena Park is Lagos, which is the area of the lakes. So you can see several lakes that are small man-made lakes, of course, but it's where they got their water source that they actually pumped up all the way up to the palace. We are down the mountain magically and back at our hotel, exploring the Pena Park area. It took a lot longer than we all expected, and we actually ended up not even seeing all of the spots. There was actually the highest point, which was the Cruz Altia, something like that.
The big cross.
The big cross. So we'll have to save that for another trip. And we have another item that we want to go see tomorrow, or we wanted to see, so now we're going to see it tomorrow instead. We're going to save that for the morning. But as I mentioned, we're back at the hotel, and Ryan's forcing me to go to the pool. Not really. We're going to enjoy the pool.
And they have a very nice sauna and steam room and a Turkish bath that you can use for free here.
Yeah. So we'll show you around that, and then we'll show you the actual room once we get done with that. That was wonderfully relaxing and enjoyable. Now we're back in our room, and we're going to show you around real quick, and then it's time for dinner. Ryan, time for the room review.
Welcome to our one-bedroom executive suite overlooking the golf course here at the Penalonga Resort, a Ritz-Carlton hotel. You have the wonderful guest bathroom here. You walk into the wonderfully appointed living area with a beautiful sofa, some chairs, a nice smart TV, which is convenient if you want to watch YouTube or the latest Passports and Pineapples video. And you walk into what I would like to call the salon. You have an espresso maker, a teapot, complimentary coffee and tea, As much still water as you could drink. That sparkling water is ours that we bought at Aldi. Out the windows here, you have a beautiful look onto the golf course, and you come into the bedroom, which has a nice little wardrobe area, changing area, a beautiful king-size bed. We've already slept in it once, so we already know it's really comfortable. And then you have a nice little vanity or dressing area here. You walk into the beautifully appointed marble bathroom with a nice toilet, which is comfortable, a nice bidet if you so choose to use it, a humongous vanity with wonderful $70 diptyque products. Yes, it's pronounced diptyque, not diptyque, as some people have pronounced it, which we still get a kick out of hearing them say it. We have a lovely shower with a non-rain head shower head. That makes Joseph happy. And we have a wonderful soaking tub, which is very, very nice to soak in after you've been out enjoying the city after a long day. And then you come back out into the bedroom. You have a pretty good sized television suspended from the wall. And then out this way, you have the beautiful patio, which has a nice table for you to enjoy a glass of wine in the evening when it's warm. And again, it overlooks the golf course. Tomorrow we will be exploring the grounds of this old monastery as well as one more amazing site here in Sintra. But that will be in our next video. Buon noite, and thanks for traveling the world with us.
That sums up today.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
What sums up today?
Titus is back, my shoulders, my knees. Oops. No shoulders.
We're in pain.
Titus back, my knees and toes.
Knees and toes.
Titus is back, my knees and toes. Knees and toes. That's what hurts,
back.
'cause
Ouch, we're in pain. Titus back for knees and toes. Knees and toes.